Everything I'm saying is real, I'm living a verse. Under pressure, I was feeling the heat. Nothing left but jail, therefore back to get a deal. The stress is real. Everything I'm saying is real, I'm living a verse. Under pressure, I was feeling the heat. Nothing left but jail, therefore back to get a deal. The stress is real.
The stress is real, how can you deal with all the ups and downs? Remain solid and stay in your lane. Don't let the bumps on the road make you go insane. Make you go insane. I know it's hard feeling all that pain. A starving artist, hungry for a record deal. Watch out, let me take the wheel. I got a plan of action. Gotta stay on the right path with no distractions. Don't let them distract. They said focus, Mike, it's hard to concentrate when you got others saying where I'm coming from. Really, a little kid that made it out the slums. Like we never had enough, but maybe someday. Hey, keep wishing. That's right. Keep praying to God, maybe someday.
Everything I'm saying is real, I'm living a verse. Under pressure, I was feeling the heat. Nothing left but jail, therefore back to get a deal. The stress is real. Everything I'm saying is real, I'm living a verse. Under pressure, I was feeling the heat. Nothing left but jail, therefore back to get a deal. The stress is real.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the stress is real. Okay, I hope we're in a little bit of better of a spot. Not maybe a great spot, but a better spot. See if we can get Prop back in. Because he's basically spent the last, 5 minutes listening to me bitch about some side quest dumb shit that I'm doing. So, no, you're good, man. So, alright. Okay, we're reconnected, so you should be... go ahead and talk for a minute, Prop.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to get back on topic, apparently, talking about this whole farms issue.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not mad about any of this. I just want to say that out for... I don't care. I don't give a shit, dude. It's whatever, man. I'll keep talking about retards, idiots, and dumb motherfuckers with or without the farms. It is what it is.
I got you. All right, real quick, chat. Well, no, my bad. Let me cut you off for a second. All right, chat. So we're back here with Agent Proper. All of this is done on the fly. We're doing it live. Yada yada yada. We're gonna go over the situation with the farms. I'm gonna rant about what I think about it, and then we're gonna get Prop's opinion on it because he was there. He lived through it. So you guys will get some of that. Maybe we'll clown about some other shit too, but. Just to get you guys caught up, because there's 3 streams that I have to now delete. So if you guys keep popping in and be like, what the fuck is this? What the hell are they talking about? This is what we're speaking on. Prop, go ahead. So, okay, so we talked about the feeder part that started all this, and you were walking us through how essentially years and years of animosity has built up, Null has built up for the DSP boards. Now, I was going to say, well, he can't blame the boards for example, the guy with the internet shit. He made an account, he popped in there, and he wanted ass pats. That's not your fault. If he wants to,
no.
If he wanted to say, oh, well, you're giving him a platform, okay, maybe that's one thing, maybe it isn't. But you guys were...
deleted the post himself and then came in and told me, hey, man, please don't let this through without my approval.
Right.
Okay. Enough said, dude. I mean, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. It's not too difficult to hit me up and find me. I mean, it wasn't like I was hiding anything.
Right.
Or hanging out in some, underground Discord shit. But,
Well, with that being said, walk us through this whole conflict of interest and why he demodded you. Or at least one of the reasons that's floating around, I should say.
I mean, there's a couple reasons out there, a couple Theos. But, I honestly think he did not want me to represent the Kiwi Farms in this upcoming Clum film. So, and I wasn't even going to represent, really, the farms. And if not, I would have been probably one of the better takes. What would you want? Go get Marlon Tan? Let him do it? You want that mouth foamer? You want some guy raging boner mad at Phil and want him to, kill himself and die? I don't know. There was a bunch of talk in these DMs between him and he brought in Nager who showed up, and it's been a while since I've seen that guy, and he showed up to come and have a chat, and a lot of it was, you know, hey, you should run away from Phil. It's not going to end pretty. You know, it's going to be a sad situation. Like, you know, you should go and try something a little different. You should, you know, move on past Phil. It was kind of odd situation all around. So I really don't, I'm still trying to process a lot of this on the fly.
Well, there's already a lot of cross-pollination as it pertains to the DSP boards and other boards. So, like, Null forcing this exploration, I guess, on into other threads seems a bit obnoxious, maybe?
That's whatever. I mean, if you look through my posting history, I've posted on, you know, World War III threads. I've posted in Jordy Jordan, Boogie Time. You know, I've posted all over the place. Because, as you and I have discussed, I'm really looking to start talking more and more about different cows, you know.
Right.
The big girls need love, too.
They do.
And I've been hearing a lot about some, you know, warlock goth bad boy in some buttfuck town in Wyoming that I've actually been to. So, yeah, I think there's an opportunity at the end of the day for me. So,
with that being said, as it pertains to all the alleged terrible things that was allowed to go on in the DSP boards, despite the fact that Null never, well, up until recently, hasn't spent any real time in those boards. What about some of the shit that happens in Girl World? Like, now, I've delved into that a little more than you have, but I'm sure you're going to catch my drift. For any of you guys who follow the Girl World... I'm
well aware what happens over there in Girl World.
Yeah, in Hater Nation.
You know,
like, shit gets wild over there.
Doxing people's fucking kids.
Kids! We're going after kids over there!
Others' kids, homie?
Yes.
Like...
Yes. That's what it's come down to.
Is the clout chase that fucking bad? Like, what? Like, I'm gonna step into Girl World someday. Don't worry, I'll be there.
Mama, actually,
but doesn't need to be on the farms.
No, you're. Hold on a second. To Bell, Mama Max is bullshit, and I'm surprised that people are just now seeing that shit. That dude has been on some bullshit for a minute. Like, that guy's been a fucking cow.
He's hunting down Charlie.
But that dude has been a fucking cow. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, a lot of the shit that he was quote-unquote doing, and especially if you look at his results, like, I haven't seen the, Nicholas Diorio. He just did like a doc on that, and I need to watch it. But, but people have talked about Mama Max for a minute, and a lot of his quote-unquote evidence was flimsy, at best. And it's my understanding that he said in some Discord call, oh, it's all supposed to be just entertainment, dude. None of it's legit. Yada, yada, yada. He's doing it for the grift, I guess. Or whatever. But the way he presented himself, I think, was always about the grift. He did what nice guy Eddie was going to do. Guys, remember what all that shit that he tried to do and all that positivity crap. Same shit. Like, that's not how that dude really represents himself. And so, with that being said, it's the equivalent of, like, what people try to say about Monday Matt. Like, Monday Matt's that dude's a fucking animal in private discords. Like, I've seen some of the shit that dude has said, and it's like, okay, I mean, I figured that's what you're really like. So, you might as well just come out there and say it. You're never going to popularity doing anything else. So, you might as well just be honest instead of sitting on the fucking fence. It's like that.
Yeah, people are not liking fence sitters more and more, and that's as time goes on. Things like that happen, you know. As society keeps trying to, you know, split us up and have us go separate ways and tribalize us to get us easier split apart. I think there's going to be groups of people who really just stand their ground and just keep pushing that way to, you know, a different momentum. And this is what it is. It's going to be a different momentum swing at some point.
It's going to have to. Because no one wants...
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sooner than later, for example, like, hypothetically, you're going to have somebody, or you're going to definitely have somebody probably in a few years that's going to show up in either the DSP, the Retractorverse, Wings, Cobra, Cyrax. You're going to have someone who's going to just start calling out some of the trolls and whatnot. And you already see that in Girl World and Hater Nation. Like, they literally call each other out for the dumbest shit at times. But then some of that kind of called out. But a lot of that shit happens for various reasons.
Yeah.
You can't be friendly with everybody is what I'm trying to say.
No. Can't be.
No.
You got to be picking and choosing the people you hang out with, the people you know. I don't want to be the smartest man in the room. It's not who I am, but because, you know, I can't learn anything new. I want to learn new shit. I want to keep, you know, striving while I got time on this fucking earth and dealing with this silly clown world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to, and, you know, that's the whole point. I like to point and laugh at shit on the internet. It's entertaining. It's that easy.
That's until people start dictating to you what's funny and what isn't.
I guess so.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I kind of told you that was coming, too. Because if you... Chat, bear with me on this. Josh has been, and ProleteR's already basically mentioned this, Josh has been beaten down over the last few years, right? He believes in the idea of free speech, who believes in the idea that you should be able to make your own way and be your own man and so on and so forth, right? And you should point and laugh without, I wouldn't say repercussions, but people shouldn't take shit so seriously. Josh himself, if you look at the people that he's associated himself with, it makes sense why he's at where he's at now. Do I think Josh has some pretty decent takes, or even good takes? Yeah, and I think he is at times, I think he has a decent time, and by that same spectrum, I've heard Josh has picked some bad ones. Chris was a bad choice. Dick Masterson was a bad choice. This is going to kind of hurt me to say this, but Nick Rekieta was a bad choice. Like, you know what I'm saying? His guarding of Ethan Ralph was a bad choice. Like, he's made some bad choices. And the reason why is because...
We all do.
Yeah, we all do. I get it. But he was looking for camaraderie. And that's kind of where the problem was. When times are good, it's going to be Hallmark cards and bubblegum. You know that if you've been in the Detractorverse for any period of time. The moment shit dries up, people just start turning on each other. This isn't something that's just native to this community. It happens in every community. And I think the problem, Josh, I hate to compare Josh to this guy, but I'm going to do it. Josh falls into this category that flamenco. In that flamenco thought, oh, because I'm hanging out with these guys every day, we're friends, we're cool, so if I go to war against somebody, you guys have my back because we're all friends. And that's not how that works. Over there in the commentator community, it's business. Now, am I saying that there isn't friendships over there? Clearly they are. Look at John Swan. Like, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of them threw themselves on swords for him and whatnot. But there was some real friendship and camaraderie there. Flamenco was just an associate. You know what I'm saying? Some people had some misgivings about him. That happens. Yada, yada, yada. But essentially, it is what it was. You were just an associate to those people. Yes, they were willing to help you. Yes, they wanted to see you do better. But you guys were just associates. To think or believe any more than that is what led to Flamenco having his problems. Josh suffers from the exact same thing. I think he spent a lot of time going on Ralph's show, the early kill streams when they were good and whatnot. He felt like he built some camaraderie from the jump for God knows how long. Ethan has some misgivings from him, but didn't say anything because he was beneficial to him. The only person that may have kept things on the up and up was probably MettaKer.
Yeah.
I think honestly MettaKer was the only thing that kept it 100 with Josh. And it's ironic because if you go back and look at that, I'm definitely going to get myself on a hit list now. If you look at when MettaKer's alleged drop was put out there or whatever, Josh was quick to stand behind it. He was quick to stand behind it. And he was quick to be like, hey, we're going to protect this. We're not going to, do anything to the threat or whatever. But after that, Josh started to get real timid in the fact that, like, whenever MettaKer's name came up, I'm not going to say he got scared, but he was cautious. And he was like that up until him and MettaKer finally did the interview that they did with each other years later. So whether he was worried that MettaKer was going to call the Sweetie Squad on him, whether he was worried that MettaKer was going to look into Josh's past deeply, who knows? But the point is, it never happened. Retaliation. Josh was basically timid up until they finally actually sat down and talked, which gives you a lot of insight on how Josh reacts or how he thinks things go, to be honest. So I think what I'm trying to say is it's a character flaw. So when you proposed, hey, can we, if you don't want the thread anymore, if you don't want to deal with the problems that comes with the DSP thread, I'll take it and I'll put it on a whole new website, man. I don't want the thread to be there. So archive that bitch and let someone else deal with it if you don't want any problems with it. But that's not the case because he wants the traffic, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, like, I don't know the guy very well. We were never friends. We never talked. I just modded a forum on his website.
Okay, so then, all right, so then let me get into not so Theo theory type stuff. I think Josh wants the traffic. He just doesn't want the DSP board. He wants to go ahead and spread all of that out, cross-pollinate, if you will, which is already happening, and just let the board die out. Well, if that's the case, then there's some other boards that probably need to die out too. But he's not going to let that happen because he's not in those boards and you don't know what's going on. And if truth be told, there are some boards that could use some real attention that Josh should probably look into. Now, I'm not a snitch, so I'm not gonna rat on nobody. But fucking A, yeah, you know what I mean. There
are plenty of people who come and talk to me about it and be like, "Hey, man, don't you know that these boards do this and this board does that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's not my website.
Right?
It's not my website. Not my responsibility to have to be king fucking retard. And, you know, it's fine."
Where do you see the board going in the next couple of months, man?
Have you seen where the board's going right now?
No, because I don't want to go out. I don't want the old Yeller moment where I have to go out there and shoot something that I've enjoyed for a number of years. No, I don't. And there's a lot of people up there that I enjoy I appreciate their insight, and I've enjoyed a lot of the banter that you guys have up there. And I don't.
Oh, I get it.
I don't know where that's gonna go, which is why I'm asking you.
I've peeped in here back and forth because I've been in some DMs with some people. Big ups to Nigel, the homie. So yeah, I've been DMing fools, talking it up, checking out a few other threads and things like that. But it got turned into a ghost town pretty quick, and then it's been populated by this group of people who seem to really me for some reason. It's kind of strange how they, backfilled as soon as we kind of disappeared.
So
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's kind of funny if you actually pay attention to how things actually play out. Sometimes people just don't like you for whatever reason. I can't fix it, and that's okay. I just keep doing my own thing.
So what's your plans moving forward?
Let's see here. Well, I've been working on a super secret gaming channel. So I've been working on some of the finals I've been playing a lot lately. You're getting me to want to play some X Defiant with you.
Yeah. When it drops, finally.
Do some collabs. So that'll be fun. And then probably some Destiny 2 stuff. I like games, but that's as far as gameplay goes. Otherwise, it's going to be like actual deep thought about games and that long form, kind of like what you do for DSP. I'm just stealing your shit and doing it for gaming.
As it pertains to DSP content, or as it pertains to your feelings on DSP after the board, I don't know what I'm gonna actually. I guess AB. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm gonna word that yet. For
now, I'm taking a short hiatus since I'm a little sick and under the weather, and I've been trying to get the launch out on building this other channel and trying to delve into other cows. So I'm going to take a little short break. I know Phil's at the war with Argentina right now. Big ups to Argentina and your peso. Oh, dude, but yeah, no, I'm just going to keep moving forward. I'll be on Kiwi Farms every now and then. I just don't feel the need to post in that form right now. There's just not any reason. I get a couple good banters here or there, but that's about it. I'm probably going to go and move into Cob's territory shortly. I find it very fascinating. So I'll probably dive into that.
Yeah, you probably should get in while you can, while that guy is still able to function, because he don't have long, to be honest.
A little bit more of that homemade meat, and I don't know if he's going to pop up on another stream. Hopefully the police can do another welfare check on him.
Something. I hope they find Puff's body before long. That's my thing. Or either that or Clint comes out and admits, yeah, Josh got into a drunken stupor and, you know, he killed Puff. I don't know. Maybe he had a DSP moment where he was treating Puff like an action figure and broke. Yeah, because that's what I honestly think that's what happened with Puff. I think either
he took him outside and just lost him because he was so drunk and stupid.
I don't even think that was the case, bro. I think he
Blizzard.
I think he was drunk. I think he walked into the room that Puff's in and he found Puff dead. And I think he just chucked him in the woods, or he threw him under he buried him under some snow or some shit. And then did the freak. I honestly think he did that. I honestly think that's what that was. You know what I mean? Or he took Puff out of his enclosure, he let him on the floor or something, accidentally stepped on him, who could say? But he killed Puff. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. He killed Puff. I know that I'm 99.9%, you know, positive that that's what happened. And his family came over there to clean it up.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's an interesting, you know, little bog. So I'm just going to dive right into the bog and see what we can pull off.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And like I said, chat, like, Cobes is pretty interesting and shit, but, like, I will say this, and then we'll move on to our next subject. If you look at what happened to Puff, and then look at what happened the days afterwards, all of a sudden, his family's out there on vacation, and allegedly, they had someone come in, or they did it themselves, and came in and cleaned up Josh's apartment, which it needed it anyway, which didn't really matter, because he was just going to fuck it all up anyway. It makes some sense. You know what I'm saying? It makes some sense. He killed Puff. He was freaking out about it, because maybe he actually does cared about Puff. But also, if the trolls find out, he's fucked. Because, like, 1 or 2 floors above Josh, there's someone he was on Reddit. He recognized Josh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he went to his apartment, knocked on the door. Josh was like, "Hey, what's up, dude? You want some homemade wine?" Bitch, I don't know you.
Jesus juice.
Yeah, like, you're moving kind of fast there, buddy. Like, it sounds like on some Jeffrey Dahmer shit or something. At least he bought them an actual drink before he gave them the bullshit, the lobotomy later. I think he felt bad. I honestly think he felt bad.
Yeah, he's got that going for him. He's got that one chick who's been rooting around trying to get out there with the, you know, GoFundMe and shit.
Oh, that was a grift too. Where she got like $170 and they took that whole shit down.
I've seen some goddamn grifts. I mean, it's funny.
Oh, funny. Have you seen the Clint interview yet?
No. I think I was going to start with that. I was going to make a video on that first.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't watched it either, but it's...
Because I haven't really seen much of Clint. I've seen vague murmurings and things like that I've caught, and that's about it. So I'd really like to get a peek at Clint for a bit.
Yeah, he's a head case himself. Let's see. Actually, listen, we can actually get on some DSP shit. So, in Hater Nation, remember how you talked about, you proposed the option of, hey, let me get the board, and I'll move it off-site if you want, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yaba. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And that's what it was. It was a suggestion.
Right.
Just like, hey, man, I know this has been an option for other boards. People have done it before. I don't know with or without your blessing, but option? It is what it is.
Well, the road to hell is paved in good intentions, right?
Yeah.
In Girl World, interestingly enough, at Hater Nation, they wanted to actually move that thread, do it a couple of times. I'm not sure if you knew that. I was watching. Well, her name is Yaba, YouTube Underground. Her girlfriend's name is Sam, and she did a stream yesterday because she's in this. Her and Yaba are basically at war with Girl World and Hater Nation, which is fascinating. And she brought up old Discord conversations and shit about people wanting to do that, and they just didn't know how they were going to, or whatever the case may be. My thing is, in my closing thought on Josh for right now, is where was the outrage there for that? But he has such a problem with the suggestion that you made, which is just a suggestion. There was active talks of taking Girl World off of Kiwi Farms and going somewhere else. Which is weird because there's already a bunch of sites that talk about deaf fats and other shit anyway, so I don't know. But
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was told I was a competitor, I think is how he phrased it on the board. And I didn't know this was a competition between him and I.
Your reputation must precede you.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of strange. I mean, it's not like I was like, hey, dudes, pay me to put up a website so we could all talk about DSP. We'll call it the pig farm or some stupid gay shit.
Right.
Like, what? That was never even fucking mentioned, man. Got mad. He tore the thread down. He brought it back up, right? And he puts up all these new rules, like, he unleashed Marlon Tan. Well, great job there. Enjoy that shit show. He was a hard one to put under lock and key. That denthead, like, he was coming back on sock after sock after sock. It was crazy.
As well as
we lost a lot of good posters. Like, people got purged,
right?
Which was interesting, like Pop and Third World Detractor. People who had info.
Yeah, super insightful people.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is. So, I don't know. I don't know. But, like I said, I'm not heard about any of this situation. It's just like my watch of tard wrangling on the Kiwi farms is over. And that's perfectly fine by me.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to the king of dints himself, DSP. So let's talk about this Argentinian peso thing and us hiding memberships now and focused on super chats and super stickers, super chats and tips directly. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? Where do you see this going forward?
Let's see here. Well, with all of this, so as far as I understand it, in order to make an account, you have to hit your VPN, have it make a new account on YouTube under Argentina, and then take that, and then you'll be able to do the membership peso, scam or whatever Phil's on, the exploit as Phil calls it, and he said he told YouTube, and now it's all fixed. Or they're going to listen to him. I don't know. But
what's actually fixed if he's actually hiding the memberships and people are still sending him this incredibly lucrative Argentinian fucking pesos and shit? It's still happening. So what did YouTube actually fix?
He's still getting money for it too, as far as I understand it. He gets the bottom tier of his. Yeah, I think he gets like the bottom tier of that sub or something like that. I think he gets like $2 a sub.
Okay, the full $3.99 or whatever the fuck.
It's not the thousands of dollars, but it's cut out less than that.
I mean, he's still getting paid though, right? So like, what did YouTube yet again?
Well,
my question is,
what a normal streamer dude would tell you. Hey man, thanks for the money. That's all good. Thank you so much. You wouldn't even stare at this and be like, my money's gone. But this guy is sitting here, counting his Hogans before they're pulled, spending money like it's fucking going out of style. It's just a shame. And right now, he's going to freak out when he doesn't get paid tomorrow. He's going to freak out. His YouTube payment isn't coming until Monday.
That's right.
Because, I have a shilling YouTube channel that I shill money on.
So you're subscribed to the theory, as most of us are, honestly, right, chat? Right. That DSP gauges his memberships, and that's what he spends throughout the month, already knowing what's going to show up at the end of the month or whenever the payday is.
Yeah, because it can get pulled out from his PayPal account. Exactly.
Now, with that being said, let me propose something to you. Is it fair to say that DSP judges... Well, actually, let's reword this. If you go back to when DSP bought the fight stick and the extra copy... What's up, Raiden? When he bought the extra copy of Street Fighter, the fight stick, and all of that, when he bought the television, do you think those... I don't recall, I'm not in court or anything, but I don't recall exactly what his memberships looked like at that time. But do you think he made those large purchases, credit or on Amazon, layaway, whatever you want to call it? Did he do all of that based on what he was making in memberships, or based on the money he already knew was coming in, and that's what gave him the confidence to do it?
I mean, he might be that insane. I think that the cult is going to be able to pull that off. Like, he's been giving money for year after year after year, And if one whale pulls that money out and or finds another way to still get attention, still get their account talked about, and then go on to troll Piggy with money. Who does this sound like? Weird how all that works. Right?
Okay. That provokes thought. That's what I was looking for. How big do you think the blow up's going to be Monday or Tuesday?
He's going to have a meltdown today.
Think so?
I'm sure of it. Because last night wasn't pretty. If you watch that, he deleted his memberships to hide them.
Yeah, so, they're completely wiped off the board, right?
Not only is he lying to his viewers, he's lying to YouTube completely. He's saying, hey, I don't have this many memberships, man. And YouTube already stated, hey, you're not going to get paid the money for those memberships.
Right.
So he's getting less than that $2 that we were talking about earlier. So he's getting fucked on that end. And then he's getting fucked with his money by this guy pretending they're giving him some Argentinian pesos. And then Piggy's fucking himself by going to war with Argentina itself, pretty much. Because you, if you're giving me money from Argentina, or if you're doing anything in that currency, you're gone. Banned. Forever. Banned, put on the Nazi hat.
Two problems, but two things. One, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. He said that, okay, wait a second. As it pertains to memberships, right? You need to actually have the people enable the function or the feature on their accounts to be able to accept the memberships. Am I right about that, or am I off on that?
Yeah, you're right about that, because I don't accept gifted memberships, I don't think, to the YouTube channels right now. I think I opted out for now.
Okay.
I was like, give it to somebody else. I don't fucking need it.
Yeah. So we're in the same boat on that. But then again, I missed the notification by a month or two too. So that's I fucked up there as well. But
it was sending some weird boilerplate email. It was like, click this link.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I don't care about this, and clicked out the window.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be better this year of keeping in contact with people, because responding to people a month later is just getting egregious on my end.
Dude, it happens. It's rough.
Yeah. So but the second thing is, if no one's there to accept the memberships, then the money gets refunded. Is that a thing, or am I
pretty much it gets just, you don't get it. Phil doesn't get more money than he's getting. Like on Twitch, you remember, he got big old membership bomb at the start of the year, the last couple of years, right?
Right.
That Emerald 7 shit, King Tut, it goes back to all that shit. It could go back into OIC showing up and member bombing him a bunch and getting him hyperinflated with memberships.
Absolutely.
Enough to get that #1 spot on that one most supported fans list.
Yep.
Which is fucking funny.
Ridiculous.
And nobody's looked at it. But, I don't know if Twitch's system works much in the same of YouTube's. But with Twitch, they just give you the money and shotgun all of the, gifted memberships wherever. They don't care. Here, a bunch of different accounts can get them. So they don't care, because they get their cut still, and then they move on. YouTube, you gift more members than are willing to accept them for the viewership that person has. Well, too bad that money's gone. Gets either A, refunded, or B, I think there's some weird terms of service in YouTube that they can take some of that money and take it and give it to charity. So
I'm okay with the charity.
There's something weird about that I saw way back when. So it's Google's choice and Alphabet's choice, but I don't know if that has to do with credit card fraud or things like that.
All right, fair enough. So I'm okay with the charity thing, to be honest with you, if it doesn't get refunded. So that's good on both fronts. So first thing, does that mean when DSP was basically Goudy eagle-eyeing his whatever the revenue was going to be, and he wasn't seeing it, it wasn't that it isn't just the fact that the money low because of the the conversion and everything, but it's also because the majority of them either got refunded or got yeefed to charity. And isn't that really what he's pissed off about? Is that possible?
Yeah, he did some pig math, and it was forbidden by YouTube, and he got fucked on it. So he got paid. He's got his money. He probably has his YouTube money now.
Right
now.
Right.
I haven't checked mine, but it's either he's getting paid today, or he got paid yesterday, or he gets paid on Monday. I think that's how it works for YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, he's real mad that he's not getting this money because he counted the memberships, and then he was like, "Oh, sweet, I got all this money." He probably went on a Hogan spree, and then when he saw the final cut, he was like, "Oh, hold on, wait, like, why do I not get any of my money? Like, I'm getting fucked." Like, he's even said this, that he's getting fucked, that he's not getting his cash.
But I thought
that's the problem.
But I thought it was a good thing that, you know, people in his community were getting the benefits of the memberships or whatever. I thought that's what it's all about in building a strong community.
What person wants a membership to a channel where the guy tells you straight up that the membership doesn't matter?
Fair point.
I mean, he straight up told you the memberships don't matter. He said that the other day.
Did he?
Members don't matter. Yeah.
So as long as he gets so I'm assuming as long as he gets the support, that's all that matters.
Oh fuck,
obviously.
Yeah. Come on, he's just a funny gamer dude. Okay, that plays games badly online.
Okay,
that's all Phil is.
All right, fair enough. Now with that, is Twitch back on the board? Is Twitch back in the cards?
I think so. You and I have discussed this.
Yes, we did.
You know what I'm thinking. I think he's doing either a simulcast thing, or he's going to use the try to campaign to get his, you know,
affiliate
partnership status back with them.
Do you really think that he'll get? Do you really think he'll be partnered again, or he'll just get an affiliate?
We'll see. We'll see. He's now hanging out with this guy who wants to film him, and you know, the dude's a professional spin artist. He's done it for a couple of companies, so I'm sure he can help Phil spin right into a nice cushy spot back on Twitch if needed.
Now, chat, I'm going to go ahead and pose the same question to you. Think that he'll never go back to Twitch until he gets his public apology? Because I think we're coming up on that 3-year anniversary. What are your thoughts on that? And the conversion thing that happens on YouTube does happen on Twitch too. DSP has actually talked about that as well.
You could start a poll for which idea is best.
Actually, I probably should do that.
Yeah, like I really do think that he's going to either simulcast it and try to pull the YouTube money, but then be able to pull attention and actual just straight up tips on Twitch. Because, you know, that's Phil. He's been double dipping, triple dipping, pig dipping. It's been like a full on hogwash bath lately. This January's been fucking hot as shit. Mike Klum shows up on the farms. He goes, "I want to talk to a kiwi farmer." I was like, "I'll do it." and now we're here. We saw, you know, Cat blow up.
That oh my god,
that's a lot of DoorDash, my friend.
Oh my god, dude, that's a lack of sex and everything else is what led to that shit. That's what that was.
That thing's a whole nother can of worms. Like I can go get high real quick, and you know we can talk about that, and it'll be great.
By all means, my friend.
I need to draw my inner Steve on this one.
Go ahead, bro.
Because you know he likes to go.
Put the poll up for everybody to see what they think.
There, I voted yes, 100%. See, we're in the lead.
Oh, cat. Jesus Christ. There's so much to dissect with that shit. There's so much to dissect with that shit.
Well, what do you think? I mean, you kind of gave me the floor, but what are you thinking with this whole membership thing? Like, it's a poor look, right, for Mr. Turning My Image Around?
Yeah.
You know, he's banning people from Argentina?
It's to be honest, it's all par for the course. To be honest with you, it's all par for the course. It makes sense. It falls into what DSP's normal routine is. I'm not surprised by that. A bigger YouTuber hasn't come out yet and called him out on his bullshit, so he feels that he's safe. Until
the Mike Klum doc drops and
that's not going to be in there. That's not going to be in there. That's not going to be in there. Like, now it could.
We'll talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mike in a hot minute, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about. Yeah, we can talk about Mike next before we pounce on Cat because God knows no one else is doing it. Oh, that was a low blow. That was a low blow.
I need a big saddle blanket. Okay.
Yeah, you need to let that settle in before that happens. Unless a big YouTuber calls him out, it is what it is. It's just par for the course. But it's not going to make it into the Mike Klum documentary. I don't think so. And if anything, into June the King's documentary, which is something that most of us have disregarded for various reasons. But if that documentary comes out before Mike Klum's, then
I think,
yeah, like the smear campaign against the detractor community is going to be all in there, I think.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, he just needs, all June needs to do is to be concise with who he's hitting. Because he's not going to go after everybody, which...
No, he can't.
Yeah, he can't.
Because everybody doesn't deserve a run at.
Exactly.
Like, are you really going to run at somebody who's sitting there just like, all right, come run at me. You want smoke? Bring it.
No, probably not. But but I think he knows who he's going to hit and who he doesn't. And like I said, he'll do the majority of the footwork for Mike. And then all Mike has to do is add that in, or cut that in, or edit it in, I should say, in a cohesive sort of way. You know what I'm saying? In a competent sort of way. And it'll pan out. Because for me, I see it as this documentary clip people who have already been exposed to DSP on like a troll type level. This is for normies. This is to bring in a whole new group of people. And so you have to appeal to them as such. And I think that was one of the problems that we had in 2023, where you had a bunch of detractors trying to explain to people who aren't in DSP circles how DSP works.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah, if you're it's not. I mean, it is and it's not. It's hard to say because it's kind of like, it's like the bubble situation with DSP, right? He's in his bubble so goddamn often that he don't know how to talk to real people. Well, if you're a detractor and all you do is engage with other detractors, right? Like, you're gonna have a hard time making a compelling argument on why this guy is a piece of shit when you only talk to people who understand why he's a piece of shit. Does that make sense? Especially if it's on the fly.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so especially if it's on the fly, if you have something a bit better. But on the fly, that don't pan. And that's what leads to some of the issues that we had last year. And it leads to some of my concerns that I have for people going into the documentary this year. I hope that they don't try to overextend themselves. And don't try to convince someone to be on your side. Convince or make it known why you disagree with DSP as a person, right? Like I think that's the community. Be like, this guy is a piece of shit, and this is why. And that leads to you got your harness and everything. You got your saddle ready, cowboy, because that leads into the situation with Cat. Because Jesus Christ, I got to be honest with you. You know, we're friends. Mike set that whole situation up. He set it up when he went on to Gundam stream. He knew Gundam was going to ask non-secular answers as needed to go ahead and drum it up. And then when DSP, who had already been hyping the event for a couple of weeks anyway, it was hook, line, and sinker.
It was full week for this hype event. This whole big event. It's going to be a news stream. Nobody's going to expect it. And everybody was like, it's a new cat. Well, yeah. I mean, she ate a cat and then like doubled in size. It was amazing. Like, I streamed that, as you saw. It was hilarious. Like, the first 15 minutes was just gold.
Right.
Everybody jokes, everybody enjoying it, and then I was like, oh fuck, I know where this is going, and it's gonna get bad. Like, Close and I were talking about it on stream, and it was like, this is gonna get real fucking nasty. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of just made cat jokes the rest of the night. But yeah, it's Klum either mentioning something about her not being camera ready, or being like, are you ready to be on stream? Like, should you stream? Somehow the idea of Phil bringing her back to streams is not only it's a cash grab.
Right.
That was easy. Detractors go ape shit with that fucking shit talk. And trust me, I love shit talk.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm a big fan. Big fan. I've been talking shit about that girl as soon as I heard that he called her a bikini model.
Dude, when she was going to the gym, me, Jim, and Tyrone were riding that on a regular basis, so you know I'm in the same boat as you.
Dude, the gym was just code for pizza. Pizza. She's eating the fucking bucket at KFC. The big one on the top of the pole that you've seen in the past.
Oh.
Like, this girl's like an oat bucket deep.
So,
like, Jesus.
Would you also agree that it was to lessen the blow? Because I don't believe...
Oh, 100%.
I don't believe for a fucking second that Mike was in that house. I'm not calling Mike a liar, but chat, I'm not calling Mike a liar. Just run with me on this. I have a hard time believing that you were in the snort fort and you walked around and there's no pictures of Catherine. Pre-rotund, if you will. I don't believe that.
Maybe there's the wedding pictures.
Well, she started to kind of get puffy during those wedding pictures.
Remember, people were like, "Oh, is this a shotgun wedding? Is she pregnant?" Oh yeah, she was with that food baby. Wow. God damn, that was just like maybe 6 months old. You know, as soon as Phil popped the question, this girl fucking planted roots. She ain't going anywhere. Fuck your divorce coin. This girl's in it for the long haul.
Well, she definitely wasn't.
She gets to.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's great.
Well,
go for it, man.
No, you're right. She was definitely in there for the long haul. Like, you know, the whole concept of the divorce arc and everything. It's not going to happen because she has it as good as she's ever going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, like she's one of the more happier pigs on the farm. There's no reason to leave. At the same time, and this is what I had told you, and I told Jackal's Lair this too. I think this is what happens when you give up your independence for comfort. This is what happens when you give up your freedom for convenience. The problem is, in the first and in the second, don't worry, I'm passing out snort bucks in just a second. The problem is, you can tell she's not where she wants to be. If that, like, from a look standpoint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her actual shape. Like, you can, like, the first stream, she tried to put on a brave face. I don't care about the trolls. That's the, dude, like, I already told you, I felt like her mental faculties weren't there. Like, she's...
How much booze was he buying back in the bank leagues? Hundreds of dollars.
If not
Hundreds
more than that.
Of dollars, right?
No, if not that,
like,
more, certainly.
Like, how much of that is Kat drinking?
I don't think Kat
drinking. Show up hammered on stream?
No, I don't think she's drinking any of that. I honestly don't.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think she's...
He talks about her having margaritas every now and then. What if they had a pre-stream margarita or two?
Dude,
he tacos.
Dude, he talked about him and Catherine together. This chick, I swear to Almighty, praise be, that she literally said, I don't watch a lot of television shows. So that immediately cuts out this supposed fucking family time bullshit that he was talking about.
No, it's YouTube cuck time. They watch playthroughs together now.
I don't even know if that's true. I think
watched her in the same room, and Phil's like tweeting stuff and hanging out, looking at some Hogans to pull things like that.
Okay, I'll give you that dude, if they're not having meals, they're definitely not eating together. Clearly, they're having meals in separate rooms and shit. Maybe they're sitting down, she's having a cup of tea, he's having the fucking gin and Sprite and whatever. Dude, there is no chemistry at all. In 5 or 6 fucking years, they have not grown as a couple.
No, it's full roommate situation.
Full roommate situation.
Like, up to bed. I think she falls asleep downstairs, probably.
Probably, or in her office. Or whatever you want to call it, in her room, whatever.
Oh, that alleged day bed that she had in there?
Dude, it doesn't... There's nothing there between the two of them. There's literally nothing.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's no chemistry. There's nothing working. Like, there's a reason why he wouldn't kiss her on stream. There's a reason why Phil's been bringing up all this pillar of health bullshit that he's been peddling. Oh, I've been so healthy. I'm so skinny. That's because the bitch is eating your food too, motherfucker. Protect your plate.
And so here's the thing. Do you think he was knowingly doing that? Or do you think it was just, oh, well, I'm sneak dissing, Boogie and Wings, and this is just good cover? What is your thoughts?
That was some good cover, right?
Yeah.
You throw the smoke bomb, you go, hey, this is all about Boogie and Wings. Good timing. But it's actually a sneak diss on his own fat wife.
Jesus Christ.
He detests the fact that he has to display his fat wife. He's happy with the money. He's happy with it. He feels good. He feels like he's finally connecting with her. But you gotta think all the way back to John Rambo. This is the same shit. Phil in Rambo time was streaming time. Mm-hmm. It's the same fucking thing. Again.
He is a creature of habit.
Phil will not spend time with her unless if it's on stream.
Right.
I guarantee it. He goes back upstairs into the office to upload YouTube videos. Pull. You know. And then he comes back downstairs. And she's got to be aware of his habits. Spending habits and otherwise. And at this point, I don't think she gets to stay home and the food keeps coming.
Wow. Okay. All right. And this is for you and the chat. I need weights. I need a speculation on what she weighs. Go. What are we thinking?
Here.
Take your time to think about it, but I need to know what you think her weight is. Matter of fact, should I make a poll for that? I don't want to make a poll for that.
Yeah, make a poll for it.
That seems mean.
I initially speculated about 250.
Yeah, you said about 250.
About 250, but you know, they got like 316 on the. So I think it's about $1. It works out to be about $1 per pound.
I'm thinking she's at the 300 mark too. I'm starting to think.
She's got to be.
Yeah.
She's creeping there, like 280, 300.
Yeah.
Because it's like Phil right now as he stands is about 200. I would say.
Yeah.
He's skin and bones. So he's bragging about it. Oh, I'm under 200, bro. He's skin and bones. That's all he is. There's no definition, no muscle mass. And then we turn around and you look at her sitting next to him in the gamer chair, and she looks like she's a big girl.
She's a big girl.
I haven't seen the bottom half yet, but
no, we haven't.
We're looking at some watermelon territory here. Now,
someone in the chat was like, let's see here, how tall is Kat? Phil is about what do we think? Phil's about 5'11".
Yeah, 5'12".
Yeah, 5'11" or so. Yeah. I'd say
Phil's an inch taller than me.
Okay, so what do you think? Kat's about 5'6", 5'5".
6'7", probably.
6'7". Okay, so let's cut the difference. Let's say 5'6". So chat, I'd say she's about 5'6", 5'7".
Because you got to think she was probably on heels of some kind in those wedding pics.
Oh, touche. Yeah, you're right.
Something.
Yeah, you're right.
She was barefoot.
Well, I was going off the initial picture he put up on Instagram when she first got there. When she first got there.
She dressed up for that shit because she was the escort at the time. So hey.
You gotta play the part, right?
Gotta make him look good.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, we'll say about 5'12". So we'll say she's like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah.
Someone said 5'8". I'll give you 5'7". Well, no, I'll give you 5'6", 5'6", 5'7". I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has
5'6" and a half.
All right, 5'6" and a half. I'll live with that. I don't know if she has like a gun, like, but the amount of. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Of a fupa rolling in. There's a bit of a fupa. Like the gut probably rolls over, and then it's like a little hump underneath there, and then like, because she cut her hair short, right, with the pixie cut, because she said it's easier to manage. So I don't think she can like reach behind her, or her, range of motion looks like, Ralphie for the goddamn Christmas Story.
Oh, that's so fucked up. I love that movie.
So, I don't know how the maintenance downstairs is rolling in. That's all I'm saying. So,
Oh, man, that's...
It's not like you got to beat cobwebs off the goddamn thing.
That's hurtful. Jesus Christ. Okay, so what is that? Like 20 pounds a year?
Yeah, about 25 pounds a year.
25 pounds a year?
Yeah.
So, I gotta be honest. I didn't cry at the end of it. It was. I gotta be honest. It was a bit uncomfortable to watch because
it was. I mean, damn.
It was a hard watch because
the second one was worse.
Yeah, the second one. I couldn't even go through I didn't go through the whole second one. I'm gonna wait and do a video on it. All that bravado and all that confidence about I'm not worried about the trolls. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about that. And the fact that her and DSP switched places, so where he was directly in front of the laptop or the chat, and she had to constantly look over, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all.
No.
And
no.
And
you can say what you want, but her actions are proven otherwise.
Absolutely.
The whole first time she was on hands, it's rough.
So
it was a rough one.
So where do you see Kat in 5 years?
let's see here, about 500 pounds. Are we going to push it? She's not going to change her habits. There's nothing to change her habits for.
Right.
There's no carrot at the end of the stick. I mean, I could come up with more, horse jokes.
So, chat. This goes back to something that I've always been. I've always tried to indicate is that DSP is a pretty detrimental person to be around, right? Like when you, whether friends, family, lovers, whatever the case may be, you want people to be able to better themselves around you, and you want to be able to contribute to that, and vice versa. They'll contribute to you. It's a give or take. He is so concerned about his own self-being, mainly his ego, and people not leaving him, and him being able to control the narrative. That look at what happened to her. You told her she couldn't go to the gym anymore. You purposely botched the exercise bike, and she couldn't go walking. I mean, she could do that on her own. You're in a gated community. DSP is always constantly saying he's safe. He let her do that. And I've heard a lot of things going around about, oh, maybe he's abusing her. He's definitely not physically abusing her. That's clear.
No.
That's not a thing.
That ain't happening. That's not Phil.
Yeah, that's not Phil. But emotional abuse is definitely something that could be contributed to, I think. And truth be told, he got what he wanted. He was able to break her confidence down to where essentially she's parroting him on just about everything they're saying. Or on most topics, I should say. And I'm not sure if you guys caught it. Proper said he didn't see it at first. But she has inherited some of his tics or some of his mannerisms. And that right there in itself already tells you a lack of growth as a person, which is weird because she works. So, like, you're around people. I'm not sure if you call them normal, but you're around people on a daily basis. So how much communication does she have with her coworkers? Does she actually have any friends outside of the house?
I don't think so. Not anymore. I mean, it's just to the point where they're carbon copies of each other.
Sadly, yeah.
Like, she does the whole little tongue flick thing. She does the big ums and pauses. Like, she's real uncomfortable on stream.
She did.
You could tell that. And she's like uncomfortable sitting next to Phil. Like, some of the stuff and topics they hardly touched on, Phil would just, like, cut her off. I mean, did you see that yet on Twitter?
No, not yet.
Secret Limited put out another, infographic where he talked 5% of the time on stream, too.
Jesus Christ.
Like, she got 15% of that mic. And it was just like, oh, like that's weird. Like, she would give some vague answer or some like, yeah, I like the game, but it didn't, work out for me. And she would just end topics pretty fast, move them on. Mostly they get money and they laugh and then talk about food and, there was a lot of the where would you go travel stuff, and it was always about food and the culture and that food. I wonder, it's a lot of food talk. And what game you're going to play.
And she's not a fan of K-pop anymore, I hear, right?
Yeah, which is not the same as what it was in the past, right?
Nah, it wasn't. She was a big weeb. And there's nothing wrong with that. But she was a big weeb when she first got there.
But now she doesn't do any of that, and I don't know. She hates the new Disney movies, all sorts of weird stuff going on there.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. Because, yet again, you see what kind of detriment he has on a person if he has total control over him. Like, you remember how, for example, him and Panda, early in their relationship, Panda used to like to dress nice, and, she had a figure, so she wanted to show it off. And as she spent more time in the Snort Fort when they moved over to Washington, she's kind of just dressed whatever the fuck she felt. She didn't really care anymore. Or that notorious pizza DSP tries it where she was scratching the snatch and all that silly shit. Like, oh, it's crazy that I remember shit like that. It really tells the story on how much of a detriment that he is to the people around him. Like, when you step into the Snort Fort, or into the vortex. No one walks away from this bitch clean. Actually have an effect on people, and that's something that I've tried to emphasize. Others have too, but I've tried to emphasize to people, and you see it in real time. Because I gotta be honest with you, Jasper looked kind of heavy on that first stream too.
Ooh,
he was looking kind of heavy too. And
I mean, they allegedly go there every week, so you know, she was very. It was odd because there was a time in the second stream where Jasper walked down to try to sit on her lap, and she was like, get her away from me."
Oh,
something along those lines. So then picked him up and sat him down. The streams were just crazy, man.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, the second one died pretty fast because it was just like boring. I mean, they were answering a lot of the same shit again. So now they're going to skip a week.
How much money did she get?
Last time?
Yeah.
Like almost $200.
Almost $200?
Yeah. It wasn't like the big bucks that they got the first reveal. Being the trolling. She even brought up trolling to Phil in real time, and he was like,
"It's okay, baby. That's fine. Just don't pay the trolls any attention, okay? They'll take care of it."
Like, do you think Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's odd, man. It was just a strange stream to watch.
Do you think that, do you think the reason why, knowing what we know now, do you think the reason why she doesn't make content or she doesn't stream anymore is, do you still feel that it's because of Phil's control or the fact that she's gained all this weight? Because she's almost unrecognizable to some degree.
Yeah, but like if she went on and streamed and did her own thing, which isn't going to happen for whatever reason, but I think it's a bit to do with, Phil's control, which he's like, no, you can't do it. Even though it would be very lucrative for them to do it.
Agreed.
Even with the trolling. Like, there are plenty of cat simps out there who want the better for her, but you can't have people in chat tell her that Phil's a piece of shit all day, every day. That dream died the moment she started to actually get into the snort fort. That dream was long dead. She's a different person now, gamer-wise, than back then. Back then, she wanted to play Call of Duty. Now she hates it. Back then, she wanted to, enjoy some other stuff. Now she's just playing, RPGs all day. The couple handful of games she was really into. She has the same takes as Phil. This is what happens when people just sit there and just stay in their own hug box. They start to kind of be this cultish, weird way where they copy each other. They do a lot of stuff. So go do different stuff and check out different scenes because, you never know what you're going to come run into. Maybe you'll pick up something new.
Agreed.
Something exciting. But she's bored and content, and as long as she's well-fed, I don't think she's going anywhere.
Wow.
But she's not going to stream. She's going to stream with Phil because Phil wants her to now.
Yikes.
Because it's better for the image of his family before all of that blows up in his face.
I mean, I think it already has. Yeah, I did see how sad she was that they weren't going to have kids. Yeah, I did see that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I most certainly did.
That's Phil's choice, not hers, and that's a shame.
It is because I don't know if she really. I don't know if I can. Well, I know I can actually. I know I can speak to the competency of her being a parent, maybe even both of them, But as I said years ago, Phil doesn't want another him running around. Someone who gets all of the attention, more than likely from the chat, because eventually he's going to have to spill the beans on that. Nah, not at all. And I did see his little quiff saying, no, she's not pregnant or anything. I mean, that would require you guys to have sex, and we know that's not happening, so, you weren't exactly, all you did was confirm what we already knew. So, yeah, I did see that. I thought it was kind of sad, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was sad. But again, it's to get ahead, to soften the blow for the Mike documentary, and it's also to, have the rabid trolls fan base dogpile on Kat because she's back and she's fat.
It was easy bait.
Yeah, easy bait.
It was easy bait.
Everybody gobbled up the bait. They chummed the waters. You get the sharks to swim up.
True. Very true.
So, you get your blood in the water, you get some interesting content out of it, and now Phil is going to have to build this weird narrative of why this streaming with his wife sucks and dies. So, you know, because his throwback channel has been in disarray already. Have you watched any of that shit?
No.
Yeah, no, I haven't either, because I live that shit. I don't need to fucking watch that shit in Genovision.
No. I did hear that he got caught stealing somebody else's intro, though?
Yeah. He stole somebody's intro, and it wasn't him, it was his team of people.
Oh, his team of people.
Right? He's got a team. He's not a one-man show anymore. Don't let him ever fucking lie about that again. He's got a team of dedicated dents for your entertainment. For free. For free.
Team after Turkey Tom dunked on his ass. That's funny how that worked out. That's quite the coincidence.
Yeah, he straight up stole it, and the watermark was in the video, and then he ripped down the video, and then he uploaded another one with somebody else's stolen content in it. I'm sure it's somebody else's stolen content. He typed in Red Dead intro, and they fucking ripped the clip, put it in there.
Wow.
So.
Oh boy. Fucking
I don't even think it's that healthy of a channel right now. I don't think he's getting a whole lot of views out of it.
It's as dead as the reaction channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the reaction channel is shit.
That thing's fucking dead in the water.
Well,
he's doing shit with it.
Well, not only that, but his bitterness is really coming out. Like I saw, I'm pretty sure it was in a memology video where he was sitting there being like, this, you know, how does this have 3 million views? How does this have this many views? Why do people consider this content? Which it really shows how disconnected he's completely and utterly fucking out of touch. And he doesn't want it to make sense. He just doesn't want it to exist.
Yeah. He can't have it make sense. It doesn't have to happen. He just wants, you know, his 3-pronged plans and his multiple channels with now multiple memberships. Everyone you can get a membership on now.
Wait, what?
Even DSP Throwback. Yeah.
Wait.
Throwback channel, you can join him. His membership.
I thought he said, wait a second, did he say for like I said, I'm out of the loop, but didn't he say that he wasn't going to do it because he had nothing to offer, like, as in perks and anything? So that's why he wasn't going to do memberships on the and he turned around and did it anyway.
Did you expect anything less from the guy?
I shouldn't have. No, I shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I know
come on, man.
I know better. I know. I'm a little out of practice. Okay, I'm a little out of practice.
Like he's gonna go and stream on this to get more watch time. He's gonna stream on his channel, and he's gonna do a live, like, back in the day YouTube stream, where he's gonna talk about how it was back in the day when first coming up on YouTube. I can't wait for those. If I'm gonna continue doing some Phil content, I'm gonna fucking pick those fucking things apart. Oh, it's gonna be good. Because if he's going to chirp about old school YouTube, you and I have been around long enough. We've been that old school YouTube viewer. We've been there for all this stupid shit.
True.
He's going to get torn up. Pulled pork.
Fucking A, bro. What are your expectations for the year?
He's trying to bring back Suicide Kings.
No, he's not going to do that in this day and age. That shit wasn't entertaining. Here's the thing. Like, let's be honest with each other. It was nothing that DSP ever did was really that entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just, there was a time.
Content creation?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was.
His biggest aspiration was Project 7, and it was propped up by well-talented people who tried to make it what it could have been.
Right.
Phil's whole idea of having the last say in everything ruined Project 7 completely, and then he killed it by moving across country. So, dead. But that was the most creative flex he's ever had. KO Gaming was just, he got lightning in a bottle with his fucking hot take on Homefront. And then he ran away from his attention that he wanted, and ended up, you know, hanging out. Playing some Fallout 4 and shit. He went on that staycation and fucked himself.
Yeah, he did. He fucked himself royally. And that's the thing. Like, when you look at DSP as a whole, and I think this is something that Noel doesn't know because, you know, there's just so much to go through, is that DSP is literally the personification of just perpetual failure. Like, you know what I'm saying? And dumb luck, realistically.
Real dumb luck.
Like real dumb luck. Who's invested in it? That is the appeal. You know what I'm saying? Not every person out here is plotting in a cabal of other people to see DSP's downfall. He's doing a great job of that on his own. You know what I mean? Like this membership thing, who knows where that's going to go? If he goes back to Twitch, you know he's really going to be vulnerable then. You know what I'm saying? Because you got more and more people in the FGC who are you know, being like, oh, he's still back on Twitch. He's going to be a free target for anybody. You know, YouTube didn't do him any favors in the almost 3 years that he was here. He didn't really get any growth. He never really got back to where he was on Twitch.
No.
And outside of some slip and falls, his detractors have prospered. If you really think about it. With that being said, chat, we'll give ProleteR a minute. Yeah, that has to be an OBS thing. Huh. I may have to update it. Let me ask you a question. What version of OBS are you running right now?
I wouldn't know offhand.
Well, yeah, you're not open. Yeah, I mean, it's not open, but...
Yeah, I run through Streamlabs is what I do.
Oh, that's right!
Last time when I was streaming, my shit was cutting out.
Was it?
Yeah, that's right. I update my drivers. And that fixed my problem. So if you haven't streamed in a while, you should update your OBS and update your drivers.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because I haven't been on this PC in a minute.
Yeah, that's what happened to me though.
Yeah, that's probably what that was. That's my fault. The DSP didn't really reach 200K. I mean, I'm surprised. That's only Iced Coffee working overtime. That's all that is. That's literally all that is. Speaking of which, let's talk about something fun for a minute, chat. Because, you know, DSP is depressing for various reasons. Locale Live. Prop, what is your thoughts on that ridiculous plan that was never going to work because it wasn't authentic? What, you know what I'm saying? What is your thoughts on that? How do you feel, you know, so many months after the fact?
It's a dead show.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about it. Like,
Yeah.
You're pulling, like, only use me blades on. I don't care about just, like, actively fucking himself.
Yeah, but I mean, he's at the end of his rope anyway, though, to be honest. He's just waiting for the other foot to drop. They had a morning after kill on there on that last episode. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, neither did I. Neither did I, but I saw clips, and apparently Wings was pretty butthurt over it. Because you know, morning after kill was roasting the shit out of him. I'm really surprised, though, if I have to be honest with you, that he, morning after kill, even took the time to go over there, being that he has all that stuff going on. Hey, how's it going, Chiyo? I need the... But big ups. He's been dealing with all that stuff in the Borderlands community. So I was really surprised he even went on the show in the first place.
Yeah, that's the last thing I heard of him, too, was the Borderlands stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to reform the community and shit. As it pertains to the show itself, yet again, chat, it's not authentic. You wanted detractors, trolls, haters, and critics to prop the show up and to make it more streamlined for essentially their audiences. But he's also trying to appeal to normies. And either way, it don't work because you're really just bringing in commentator guys. And commentator guys don't fuck around with locales and shit. They have their own people to laugh at. So it wasn't going to work the way he did it. And I'll go ahead and let the thing out of the bag now. Instead of sending Wings or Boogie out there, or Tommy, out there to try to get locales to come onto the show, why aren't they going over locale content and build some buzz and some attention, and then see if you can get him to come on later?
Yeah, you got to go ahead and sweeten the pot, if you will. I mean, if you're not having too much go on with the show, and you can't pull in guests, and you're doing this and that, and you might as well just watch like detractor content or clips from, you know, Reddit or, you know, wherever you get your source from, YouTube. You just, you know, actually hone in once a week on somebody and make a good rip. You know? Or once a month, show up and just rip on somebody. I mean, that's the whole point of the show, is to have these two fat guys and Tommy talk about locale culture and locale stuff. but it's not happening. I mean, Fish Tank is talking more about locales than Games Show. So, you know, if you wanted somebody's tank, you know, there's Frank Hassel talking about DSP over there on Fish Tank.
True.
Would you watch that instead?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, like I said, guys, I'm really sorry about the lagging. Or the buffering, I should say. I'm really apologize about that. Hopefully I'll have it straight the next time we're here. As it pertains to Fish Tank, you saw that chick who took the fucking hammer to the head?
Yeah.
That, like...
That was a...
Yeah.
That was a moment.
Yeah, that was real. Like, you gotta... Like, those guys over there need to be careful about... Because, I mean, he could have really done some damage to that chick. He could have done some real damage to that chick. And I gotta say, it's unfortunate that shit wasn't on camera. Meaning that, like, because, you know, where she was, like, in that corner. So you couldn't see what part of it hit her or anything like that. But if I had to guess, he was definitely going for the head.
Oh, he was throwing it for sure.
Yeah, he was going for kill shots on that.
That's why people showed up and got into that.
And yet again, even that Fish Tank is going to eventually it's going to eventually, to be honest.
I don't think so. But you know, it's been okay this season. So
yeah,
it hasn't really grabbed my attention. But I was never like a fan of that style of stuff. It wasn't me. I wasn't a fan of Big Brother situations.
Nah. I can understand that. I can understand that.
I was more into like the real world and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, Road Rules was alright, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was alright. Wings of Redemption. What are your thoughts on his current... Oh, that's another thing, too. Another reason why the show's failing, by the way, is because Wings and Boogie aren't doing shit on their own platforms. So they have nothing to bring to the table.
Bring to the table at all. They're not doing anything in their own stuff. What was the last thing of note that Boogie did? The doc?
The doc, yeah.
Okay. And with Wings, the fight?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. There's no promotion. There's no self-value here. And it's a shame. If you want something to go, you have to put in the work, the fuel for it. You have to be the fuel for that fire and have to push something. Because if you don't push it, who's going to do it for you? What, are we just expecting Keem to keep running it? I mean, you're not bringing in your own fan base to come watch that show then, for whatever reason. Maybe it's because you don't want your own fans to come look at you and just be like, holy shit, have a different take? Coming out of somebody else's mouth?
Well, Wings and Boogie literally have nothing to lose at this particular... I don't know if Boogie's going to marry that girl, but if he do, I hope he don't, but if he do, she's essentially going to take his debt when he dies. And
yeah.
And Wings, like, that dude is so butthurt about Call of Duty YouTube... I told you about this. About Call of Duty YouTubers that he remembers from 10 years ago. Mainly Mr. Soldier HD. Big ups to them. He's so butthurt that guy holds more people on his stream than he does that he can't really think of anything else. He quit too early, basically.
Yeah, he just stopped. That's what happens in that stream of content. Like, you have to be on top of it. You know, there's a reason why Duty, of all people, is on the top of the hill when it comes to the so-called, DSP Detractor Mountain. He puts out content consistently that people will watch, and that is growth. People want to watch that shit, That's what they're entertained by. The easy take spoon feed shit. Like, if you want to carve it out, you can have your own little pocket. There's plenty of food to go around. There's plenty of entertainment with what you go for.
What do you see for the detractor community going forward this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Probably more nonsense infighting, some back and forth garbage ops. Yeah, the usual.
Just another year, right?
yeah, it's just another year. It's not really that bad. There's no other SOK. I mean, these guys are LARPing as, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Thumbnails and shit like that. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but I see a lot of it popping up, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a poor look. I wouldn't roll with that, but hey, whatever.
Hopefully they learn from history, man, because it's easy to fall into the same traps.
Oh, it is for sure.
What do you see for DSP this year? What do you see? How do you see his 2024 working out?
Well, it's going to be another slip. There's something brewing. Like, I think there's really going to be a health issue at some point for the Brunels. Mm-hmm. They don't take care of themselves. They don't take care of Jasper. You heard Phil talk about, oh, there's another thing that I'm having trouble with. That's why I'm all upset. You know, dealing with this issue and that issue. He said this on stream, so it's probably about his parents. He likes to complain that they're getting older and that they're sick and dying. Remember that whole scam?
Yeah, I do.
For his wedding. So,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think there's going to be a decisive blow to Phil that's going to either like hurt him, or he's going to try to build up the underdog momentum again or something like that. Like he's really trying to push this whole rebranding and movement. I don't know what this is. It reminds me a lot of back in the day when DSP split all of his channels. If you remember that, he was like the DSP network of gaming.
Yep. That was after he almost lost. That's after he almost lost the DarkSydePhil channel.
Yeah, because he started splitting stuff off just to save his own channel. So you know, it reminds way too thin, and one of them's going to feel a little pressure and probably dip. I think he's going to lose a big whale.
Since you brought up whales, what is So you had mentioned OIC reaching out to you. Is that something that you're okay with going into at the moment, or you want to see how that plays out? So it's my understanding that that OIC reaches out to you and he wants to do a second interview. I was wondering if you could walk myself in the chat through that timeline and what prompted him to do so.
Well,
the mic is me. My fault. That's me accidentally hitting the mic.
He showed up minutes after the cat reveals in my inbox on the farms. And he was mentioning that he wanted to, you know, show up and have another interview. Kind of floated it out there. And I was talking to him briefly. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not really feeling it overall. I'm not too interested. Like, what is he going to do? Come in and lie to me again? Well, and I'll just go get a bottle of booze and we'll repeat the last stream I had?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I put out terms on the farms in his own little thread that said, hey, man, like, take the socks off, remove the mask, be a real fucking person, cut all the shit, own up to you being a cuck to Phil and that you dug far too deep and fucked it all up. Just come and talk to me. You gotta come clean to come to me again. I gave you that chance. I gave you that platform. And what now? You're desperate for attention because, you know, everybody else is looking at the fat bitch and now you can't cope. And now you want to show up and have another chat with me? I mean, and then on top of it, I tell the guy I'm sick. Be like, hey man, I'm sorry. We're going to have to probably move it. Like, I'm not feeling great. Like, I don't. You hear the nasally garbage in my voice.
Yeah,
I've been coughing. I've been muting the mic to it right now. You know, so I at this point, I'm in a holding pattern, if you will, for all this. Like, I'm not mad at OIC at all.
Right.
It's just not a fan of being lied to all the time by some guy.
So do you think he has anything to say of value at the moment, or do you think it's just the same song and dance?
It's gotta be same song and dance. I don't. What value does he have for me? What value do I get?
Fair point.
I gave Phil a bunch of money. Here are my emails that expose Phil as a liar who wants to go ahead and whale call people for more money and says the same shit that he does. It's the same cult shit he says in the Discord. It's the same shit he's telling you in emails. It's not different. Like what? I never got a picture of his fucking dog. I never got the first batch of emails he said he was going to post. So there's no value in there. There's nothing there at the table for me to come and eat.
Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I suppose it does.
You're posting up about your supplements and how you're trying to be some big berry numbers that he was posting. He was like talking about lifting weights like Phil runs, hot laps on the track at near world record pace too.
Those 3-4 minute miles or whatever.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Hey man, he can
posting supplements. Come on.
Hey man, he can do 20-25 sit-ups or push-ups in 20 seconds, dude.
Dude. He's a pillar of fitness. There's just nothing there for me. And right now, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry for that. I'll need that. I'm gonna go try a different restaurant. I depleted the menu for now. I'm done at DSP's restaurant. Maybe I'll come have a little daytime snack, talk about some stuff, and then I'll go eat at some other restaurants, try their menu. That's my plan, at least.
That's a fair point. With that being said, actually, so I'll pose that to you. How many years do you give DSP until his channel dies?
Until his channel dies?
Yeah.
Well, which channel?
That's a fair point. Metal, does it matter what the channel is, or?
Yeah, does it matter? Because his video that got posted 24 hours ago for Red Dead Redemption Part 5 on Throwback Channel, 205 views.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Final Fantasy 13 playthrough. Oh my god, I'm gonna puke. It's 222 views. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Like I said, I'll answer the question as best I can. Until the channel dies, I couldn't really tell you. I mean, whenever Phil finally gives up, and that's probably not gonna him. He's not gonna stop. He's legitimately not gonna stop. And if only Iced Coffee gets what he wants, and he's the only pay pig, he's the only whale. Essentially, he's the only one that's in control. DSP will keep doing it as long as he's getting paid to. To be honest, his ego's far too fragile to do otherwise.
Yeah, Phil's ego depends a lot on his channel's success because, Turkey Tom took a shot at his success. Said he was consistently a failure for years.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurt Phil a lot. And now you see him rebranding. Same thing with LTG. But again, this goes back to where probably Clum and him have talked as soon as that Boogie Doc was being worked on at some point.
Agreed.
At some point during production of that, Clum got word of DSP, probably through Boogie. And then Boogie probably talked to Phil and said, hey, man, work with this dude. See what happens. He's trying to turn around my image. Maybe he can do the same for you.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. It's a fucking pipe dream. There's just too much shit out there on Phil. It's never going to happen. So I really don't care what happens with Mike's documentary at all. It doesn't weigh on me. I don't need to be in it. He asked me if I would be. I said I would. I still don't have plans to change any of that. I've never been talked to him for a couple weeks, which is cool. Mm-hmm. He's got work to do. He's probably sitting there going, oh, fuck, what did I just get into? I don't know how you can frame Phil as being a good, positive person anymore. After all the shit he's done and still does to this day, I don't see where that's a possibility.
I mean, the only real way he can do it is by victimizing him, which is something that he already does. That Phil
does. And he's going to try to, say that he's changed and went and took a fucking mushroom trip in Japan with Kat? Wow. You paid him a honeymoon to go and eat curry and watch movies in their hotel room. Come on, man. This is all going to play out poorly in one way or another.
Speaking of playing out poorly, Metal brought up DSP's retirement. The funny thing is DSP, even after his parents move on to a better place, and even if he's able to refinance his home, DSP will always be in debt. He's never going to be able to retire, ever.
Yeah, no, he's got to keep streaming for as long as he's around.
As long as he can, he'll never be able to. He'll never have a retirement like most of us will. You know what I'm saying? Things are a little bit easier. He's never going to have that. He's never going to have that. The way he is now is probably how he'll be in another 15 years, if he even makes it that far.
Yeah.
To be honest. And it makes me wonder, given how much weight Catherine's put on, does he have life insurance on her, or does she have life insurance on him? They both need it.
What insurance? I mean, he's paying through his state insurance, which is probably costing him a lot more money.
Oh, yeah, a lot more money.
Instead of setting up your own LLC or something like that and having Cat work for you, which could have saved them money anyways, fuck. She probably could make more money streaming her own content on a, partner channel with Phil's, and they could scoop in cash.
True.
But that's not going to happen. Phil can't have that. Cat can't do that. Her ego's blasted.
Yeah.
I don't care about the trolls. Yes, she's eyeballing them, putting them out for Phil to ban. like, hey man, I don't like that. Get that out of here. Like, you want me on this show? Get these people out. It's just gonna get worse.
What channel is he? I'm sorry, no views. What channel is it that he's making at least 1,600 on? We'll have to see.
Oh, is probably his DSP Gaming
So,
channel.
yeah, I was gonna say maybe DSP Gaming.
On his ad revenue.
Probably his ad revenue has to be shit. Main channel, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. Because there's definitely detractors out there who blow him out of the water.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Especially with mandatory ads now, like you can't. Unless you got your VPN is off the snuff.
Atlas is streaming right now, and he has like almost 500 viewers.
See, there you go.
So like you're watching this next generation of detractors start coming up, and they're moving on, and they're talented people, and they're good at what they do.
Very much so.
It's been entertaining. So. Like you and I talked about, that's why I'm branching out. I could go away. Phil's never going to change. Might as well go away and go do something else, and enjoy that kind of time, and then come back. I can always come back. I can always drop a video. I know how to edit. You guys seen it.
Yeah, and that's one of the fundamental things that I think DSP looks back on and realizes he ain't fucked up, because he wanted everybody to be hyper focused and what's the word I'm looking for? Be invested in him. That he never really inspired any of these guys to do anything for self. And so when he needed people to make, basically spin content, he doesn't have it. Like, there's nobody really available. All he has is people that can cut up his old shit and make shorts. He can't have it. He doesn't have anybody, as far as I know, who can actually make a video saying, you know what? Detractors take what DSP says out of fucking context. This is what really happens, so on and so forth. I mean, Jesus Christ, you got other detractors who do that. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot at times. Like, but DSP has nobody on his side to do so. He has no one to fight for him, if you will.
For him, you've got, like, Jade, Derek, and then you got, like, Kevin over there on Twitter. Which, that dude's a clown show, too. It's like, what are you talking about, man? So, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's been fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been fun. I gotta say, it was definitely fun, for sure. It was definitely fun. Anything else? Any other talking points that you have, my guy?
I don't think so. I mean, like I've been saying, I've been working on Secret Gamer channel. That's been a ton of fun. Like, I'm gonna go capture some footage, play some finals.
Nice.
Hopefully co-op with you down the future. We'll be like the new Phil and Rambo, okay?
Dude, I'm telling you, if X Defiant works out, if it works out the way they say it does, and if with plus or minus on some small details, it could. It's not going to be a COD killer, but I think it'll fill the spot that Call of Duty has given up for Warzone. And that's really all I want. I want a team. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to be able to build lobby, like to either make a lobby or I can team up with people and get in there and talk a little shit, have a good time, and whatever. That's all I want. It's a simple thing to ask.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But yeah, that new project's coming down. That's been a lot of fun to work on.
Nice.
What else have I been up to? Lately, I've been looking at, like I said, into Cobes. So I'll probably touch base with Cobes.
Mm-hmm.
Laugh at some fat chicks.
Yeah.
Laugh at those guys.
There's a lot of fun stuff over there in Hater Nation and Girl World.
I'm gonna pass on Boogie and Wings. I might just laugh at the Locale live show just in general, because who else is gonna laugh at that shit? I mean, I think there's some funny stuff on it, but still, there's a little bit other peaks and things that like could have been better about that thing, and so maybe a little criticism could benefit Keem.
I yet again, I see what his vision is. The execution was poor, because he was really hoping that if the money didn't enter, haters and critics would do the heavy lifting to get him there, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah,
and that's just the reality.
He did this approach where it was like, if you're a team looking for a new quarterback for the draft, like right before the draft, so you go in and you got a high draft pick too, you decide to not take that star quarterback because he wasn't signing with you. So what are you going to pull from? You're out your options. You don't have any option. That's pretty much what they did.
Yeah, basically. And like I said,
you're not getting the pull, and you should just change up the content entirely.
Exactly. And the thing is like Tommy's kind of like the head of that table, if you will, for the most part. But you can tell that it's draining on him too. You know what I'm saying? Because he's kind of put into a very short structure where he has to maneuver within Keem's rules to be profitable. But then you've got all of these haters. Well, you had to know they were going to fuck with him in that show at every turn. I mean, the fact that the boxing match happened still surprises me. I thought they were going to easily, maybe not get the venue shut down, but they would have forced them to take Boogie and Wings off the card. So, but
I thought that was going to happen, but I think the better odds of it just happening was more of a content pull than that.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you're like, oh, I could talk shit about Boogie getting his ass whooped or something. Or laugh about, or try to add momentum from it.
Didn't do anything. But, I mean, let's be honest, though. That whole redemption arc thing that Keem was trying to build, everybody knew that wasn't going to work. If you know Wings, you know it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, it wasn't going to work. It's just Wings. He doesn't take momentum at all.
No. I mean, look at recently. He kind of got past the win with that whole syndicate cheating allegation thing. Didn't do anything with it.
He just let it die.
Yeah.
He could have done something with that.
He should have asked for a fucking rematch. That's what I would have done if I felt like I really got cheated.
Yeah. I would have been like, hey, come play. I can still play. I can still game.
Yeah, and he didn't even have to run that through like what they call it, PKA. He could have literally have worked that through Keem, and Keem would have put the money up for that to happen.
Sure.
So
that's because it's attention grabber, and it would have been interesting, but it wasn't happening.
Nope. So, first off and foremost, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to ProleteR for jumping in. You know what I'm saying? I needed the blind tag, and he came through.
Thank you for letting me come on. It's been great.
No problem. Truth be told, chat, I will take ProleteR's suggestion. I will go through and make sure all the drivers and everything on this machine is up to snuff, and hopefully our next stream will be far more consistent. I certainly hope. But my apologies on that. But thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for dealing with it and dealing with us and whatnot. And like I said, I'll try to do these more often, not just here, but on the main channel. And I think if I get the quirks worked out here, things will get better over there. Once I get some of this nonsense off of my back on the main channel, videos are going to go back up. Or videos will start coming out because I already got a bunch of shit recorded, and it just needs to go up. So that'll be a thing. And I can go over the cat saga, this Argentine saga or whatever.
That's really good.
It'll be funny stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. ProleteR appreciates it. You got anything that you want to shout out, Prop, before we go?
I'm going to shout out all the homies who had my back for that whole Kiwi's Farm thing. I appreciate every one of you guys who had my back for that shit. I appreciate all you guys who've supported me throughout the years. It's not monetary-wise. Just come watch my shit. Enjoy what I've been doing. It's been fun. And maybe you'll find my secret gaming channel one day. And have a good time over there, too. But, hey, it's all about fun. It's all about pointing and laughing. And today, that's what we did. So, thanks, GTG.
Yeah, no problem.
We finally got a little piece of what you and I actually talk about when we have Discord calls.
Yeah, it's definitely a fantastic time, and I very much appreciate your time when you do that. Because I catch you at some awkward hours, I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. All right, people. Like I said, free Argentina, because we need that shit to happen, because that's just it's unfair and whatnot. We can't let the influence of gout go ahead and take over a country that already has its own fucking problems. And myself and Proper will catch you guys on the flip. Later, people.
Yeah. Later, guys. Later, chat.